Welcome to the Penny Bloom Podcast. Ain't another place that has got more bombast. Romp past your mom, dad's listening to Tomcats. Talking everything that make you sad. We don't want that. We're here to make you smile. Put your mind at ease. Peace, love, and bloom, and always praise Keanu Reeves. This what we about. This some weeding now. We'll talk until we can't no more, and then we peacing out. Alright, let's go. Penny Bloom Podcast. It's the Penny Bloom Podcast. Penny Bloom Podcast. It's the Penny Bloom Podcast. Penny Bloom Podcast. Penny Bloom Podcast.
Hello, everybody, and welcome in to another episode of the Penny Bloom Podcast. It is I, Colton Robertson, and today I am joined by Joseph George. What's up, homie?
Oh, what up, what up? It's always a pleasure to be here.
Oh, and it is always a pleasure to have you. Today, we continue our 52-year journey through film, and not only that, but we conclude the month of November. This is it for November.
Yes.
Only 1 month remaining after this. And we are discussing a movie from the year 2017, Jordan Peele's Get Out.
Wow.
Man.
Crazy at the end of November now. That's nuts.
Mm-hmm.
But man, what a change of pace here, going from like just this whole month, really. You know, you get the space mind-bendingness of Interstellar. You switch to more of a non-fictional, like, docu-movie, but funny and weird, but good. And then you go to a freaking musical with La La Land, a whole different kind of movie, and now we get this just psychological, social thriller. Like,
yeah, man, it's a completely different ball game. And you know, this was my second viewing of Get Out ever. And the first time I watched it, I really, really liked it. But the second time I watched it, I really, really liked it. Like, I tweeted after I finished watching. Yeah, I tweeted after I finished watching. You know, Get Out might be the best movie of the 2010s. And I'm fairly confident it might have the best last act of the 2010s in a movie. Like, man, it's a fucking good one. But let me lay the groundwork real quick, and then we can continue the conversation. Get Out, released on February 24th, 2017, directed by Jordan Peele and written by Jordan Peele, starring Daniel Kaluuya as Chris Washington. This was a hell of a film, man. This was a hell of a film, and I think I've got a few awards that I'm gonna want to hand out later on in the show. At least award nominees for our Tens award show.
it won Best Film and Best Original Screenplay at the Kansas City Film Critics Circle Award.
That's huge. That's huge.
You know, at the actual the actual Oscars, it won Best Original Screenplay as well. Nominated for Motion Picture of the Year, and damn, Jordan Peele and how do you pronounce his last name? Daniel Kaluuya. Kaluuya.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. This I before we started this project, and I knew nothing about directors and all of like the world. I knew of like Nolan. I knew the names, but I didn't really know what movies they had, and I didn't have a good grasp of directors or anything like that. But Jordan Peele, he's like new enough for him to just direct movies that I've seen enough, and I'm like, ooh, I like his style. And I just have, gained a liking of him just naturally because I'm watching movies as they come out.
Right.
And this movie, like, I love horror, but like horror recently hasn't been like, it's kind of been a little corny and a little cheesy and a little like just it's like jump scares that are the only thing that really gets you. And it's not like the rise of a thriller and like, the constant rise and you're on the edge of your seat, like sort of that horror used to be. But like Jordan Peele, he's brought it back
so perfectly, man. Like this, like it's scary, but only because of the tension that it builds the entire time. You know, like it is building and building and building until it gets acted on, and it's.
I mean, a thing that's not usually scary is just a guy running through a field, you know, but like, I guess he's running directly at him. It looks like, dude. Every time that scene comes on, I'm like, even though I know what it's all about. I know he's just like, you know, he's mad that he couldn't beat out whoever in that race in front of Hitler or whatever, so he wanted a body that he could be really fast in.
That's right. That's right.
So that's why he's going. Yeah, that's his exercise, is just to run, and so he could be fast enough, you know, or whatever. But like, even just like something simple like that, like before all the action and craziness starts, like it's like, I don't know, just gets your heart, like he knows how to like, it's not just moments that don't mean anything that just are meant to scare you or something. It's like the little bits of the story that like maybe you don't realize at first are like story bits, you know, like, and that's why this movie is so great, is that on every rewatch you pick up little things that you're like, oh my god, that's why she's doing it, instead of like actually out of love or whatever, like his ID in the beginning, like whenever the cop's coming up to him and like, hey, do you have your ID, the reason she's so pressed is not because of the racial tension between them, it's because she doesn't want any paper trail of them two being together, because she knows that he's going to go missing. And so like if he gave the cop his ID, then there would have been like a link between them, and like it wasn't her trying to be racial, you know, just and be like, no, you don't need to do that. It was just like strictly for their gain. And
there are plenty of examples like that. Like, man, she is a fucking queen of gaslighting. Like,
yeah,
she is potentially the hardest character to watch in this movie, knowing what's going on.
And
I mean, like, obviously,
the first watch, you have hope. You know, you have hope until
she's like, I don't know what's going on. I can't find the keys.
Exactly.
Like, oh, okay. And then she's like, they're right here, and you're like, fuck. Oh my god. Yo, and like, I gotta be real, man. I think there might be 5 performances in this movie worthy of nominations.
Sheesh. Okay.
I think Daniel Kaluuya in lead actor, Bradley Whitford in supporting actor, the mom in supporting actress.
We are already
Betty
running.
Gabriel in supporting actress. And
we have to eliminate an actor. We are full. We are full. Do we want to expand it by 1 and get rid of it at the end of the decade, or we're doing it now? It's happening now?
Yeah, sure.
All right, let's see who we got. We got Leonardo DiCaprio as Cobb in Inception, Andy Serkis as Caesar in The Rise of Planet of the Apes, Jamie Foxx as Django, another Leo as Jordan Belfort, Matthew McConaughey as Cooper in Interstellar. Damn. Steve Carell as Mark Baum, and Ryan Gosling as Sebastian.
I have to go with one of the first 2.
Okay. Do we...
And I'm of the mind we just go ahead and nix Cobb. Leonardo DiCaprio as Cobb.
He didn't really have to reach for much. But Andy Serkis had to literally act as an animal.
Like, because here's my thing. I think Leonardo DiCaprio as Jordan Belfort has a better chance of winning than Leonardo DiCaprio as Cobb. So, fuck it, you know?
Fair. I like this. Okay.
Daniel Kaluuya as Chris. That's like, but beyond that, Bradley Whitford as the father, Catherine Keener as the mom, Betty Gabriel as who we come to know as the grandma, but Georgina.
Ooh, that was a good one.
Yeah, and I think Allison Williams as Rose is probably worthy of a Best Actress nod for being the main role.
Best. You said Catherine Keener.
Yeah, and Betty Gabriel.
Catherine Keener.
Oh, for Best Actress? Nah, I thought that should be Allison Williams. Rose the daughter.
Oh, I just read one name too high. There we go. Who was... Oh, that's the mom. Oh, wow.
Yeah.
She looks a lot younger in her real picture than in the movie. Okay.
Catherine Keener, low-key. Like, this cast is incredible. First off, I love Bradley Whitford. Just in general, I think he's a great actor. And this was a great role for him. Plays it really scarily well. Freakishly well, even.
Apparently, Catherine Keener is in, like, another movie that's similar to this, where, like, instead of, like, how Get Out is focused on, like, the racial injustice of the time, Catherine Keener was in a movie that was more focused on, like, the inequality between women and men. And it was like about how women were being controlled and put into like the perfect wife role sort of thing, and like just left to like do that. And like there was a video of Jordan Peele. He was answering like fan theories and like, you know, saying if they were way off, if they were true, if they had any credence or whatever. And one fan like went super deep into like both of these movies and were like, they live in the same universe, and Catherine Keener is an escaped victim of this, so that now she's doing it again. She found a neurosurgeon who can do it like legitimate or like whatever, and like that it's all the same universe. And Jordan Peele was like, he said like this was actually talked about like during the filmmaking, but it was never like
put in the script or anything.
It was never, like, we have to stick to this. He just said it was just sort of like a cool connection that they did think about, like,
go
all
ahead
filming.
And play this character the exact same, you know, like.
Yeah. But I don't know.
But dude.
Let's see. Did I get
screenplay?
Okay, I got. Let's see. I think I got Catherine Keener as Missy, the mom, supporting actress.
And Betty Gabriel.
Bradley Whitford, the dad. Allison Williams. Daniel Kaluuya. Was there any others?
Yeah, I wanted to throw in Betty Gabriel as Georgina and supporting actress.
Yes.
She does fucking fantastic. Those moments where she's like breaking through the surface, and she like a tear falls down her face, but it has nothing to do with what she's saying. It's like, oh my god.
Yes, this was the first time I realized that whenever she's pouring tea for them at the beginning, they're eating outside, and she starts to break a little bit, is because the mom does the spoon little tick 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 on the tea cup, and it like makes Georgina like remember that, and so that's like why she starts to like freak out, and like I don't know, that was the first time I realized that, like on this watch. There's just so many things like that. Like,
I haven't watched this in like 5 years. So like, I hardly remembered. I knew the general outline of it, but like there were points in this movie where like I even for a moment forgot that she was his girl was all the way bad until he found those photos, and I was like, that's right. I was like, she's sus as fuck, but like I was like, she's like, and the whole time it's like nagging at me, like she's fucked up. I remember her being fucked up, and then, but like she was so convincing that I was like,
I know,
hey, man, maybe she's not.
I know. That's the sad part, is that like you want her to be so bad. Like it's like, oh, okay, we actually have someone who's like decent or whatever. But and that's the thing, is that like all of the ways that, like, basically every white person in this movie proves that they're not racist is, like, kind of racist in its own. I
would have voted for Obama if he ran a third time.
Yeah. And like, oh, okay, that means you're definitely not racist. Or, oh, I know Tiger Woods. I love that guy. Or
best golfer I'd ever seen.
Yeah, like, I don't know. It's just, like, rough. And I think, like, it's an interesting take on like racism in movies, because usually when you see it, it's dealt with like usually the more right-leaning part of the spectrum that you see it from.
It's the danger of white liberalism,
and it's like it's kind of like the fear, I think, is not that they're like as destructive as like the right is whenever it comes to racism, but it's like the left that are racist, they kind of have in their minds that they're not. Like, they've convinced themselves that they're not because of the reasons they think. And it's like, is that more dangerous, you know, like subconscious racism rather than it being surface level? Is like, it's a whole different kind of ball game.
Well, and they try to pass it off in this movie, especially as if it comes from a place of admirance. Like, you are just simply capable of more than we are. We need to take over. We need to take over your body. We praise you because we mean to use you for our own gain.
That's true.
That's kind of a very white liberal idea.
That is an aspect that, like, I didn't think about until, like, this watch, was that, like, why, if these people are racist, why would they themselves want to put themselves in a black body? You know, like, you would think that would be kind of like a worse nightmare situation for someone who's racist, is to, like, wake up and you are, like, now in a black body, you know, right? So, like, and I'm like, wait, that doesn't really make sense. But then this way, it's kind of like, I don't know, they're trying to pass it off as like because in the video of the grandpa, like, he was like, we can combine both of, you know, the best of both worlds.
Your
like,
capability and our will.
Yeah, or like,
and it was
yeah,
like,
was it?
What the fuck, dude?
Yeah.
What do you mean by that?
Yeah.
And we know what he meant by that. He's and that's the thing, is that they're also trying to, it seems like it's capturing this side of racism that's not overt. It's not racial slurs. It's not like, it's not, I mean, it is hate crimes. Ultimately, it ends up being hate crimes. But, like, they're the type of people who, like you said, would go, no, I'm not racist. No, but I'm not racist. I have a black friend, or et cetera, et cetera. Like, like, they're that sort of racist, where it's like, the only means, you see black people as a means to an end. Not people, like, as a commodity, you know. He even says to him, like, it's so great to be able to go and take in someone else's culture. And it's like,
yeah, it's a privilege to be able to experience someone else's, like, even even when he said the word privilege, it was just like, I don't know, like, just everything the dad says, like, is just like, rough. Like, or even the other family that show up, like, black is in fashion right now. Like, literally, like, in fashion. Like, they're putting it, like, it's insane. Like, whenever you know that these people are here to maybe buy this body, like, instead of, like, they're just here for the family, whatever. Like, whenever you know that, and then the way they talk to him, like, the lady coming up to him, like, feeling his muscles to see, like, if he was, like, you know, strong enough. Yeah. Or, like, how's your golf swing? You know, like,
well, and that's what's crazy, though, is that, like, Jordan Peele takes something that happens to black people in real life. Can I touch your hair? Wow, is it true? Is it better? What the fuck?
Yeah. Oh, dude.
It took things that white people actually say to black people and put it in the context of them potentially purchasing them. And it's like, oh man, no wonder this is classified as a horror movie, you know?
Yeah, and like, they wanting him to quit smoking so bad is not like out of, like, care for him. It's just because they want his body to remain, you know, as healthy as possible. It's like, you realize all these things, like, all, like, that they, you know, that you think that these people have, like, some good in them, you know, like, some gleaming part of them at all, like, whatsoever. And it's like, nah, it's man, just a psychotic family that, somehow, like, I mean, like, the worlds that Jordan Peele sets up are, like, insane. Like, in, Us, like, the complete, like, upside down kind of world. Like, it's always, like, something that you're just never gonna think of. And it's like, oh, literal brain transplant, pretty much. Like, host kind of Westworld situation here. Right. It's like, what? Like, that's the movie I'm watching right now? Not just I got a slasher killer? Yeah.
I got to that part of the movie and went like, oh yeah, like it's like a whole surgery, you know, like I don't know what, at a point you're kind of expecting some sort of ritual where the dad's going to throw on some wizard robes and like a pointy white hat and go like, let's see what I can make happen here. But no, it's surgical, you know. And another couple things I forgot, like the beginning of the movie when Lakeith Stanfield's character Dre is walking down the road and he gets attacked by a dude in the mask. The mask was worn by her brother, and like it's her brother's mask. He finds his car later. It's like, oh my god, that's just such a wild
little
turn.
Shining references in the movie. The title card, the blue letters, same as the Shining's title card, which is cool. And like that's the opening credits and the ending credits are like in the same fashion. Redbone, just like playing at the beginning of the movie, was cool. Like from Childish Gambino was just kind of cool. But other Shining references. Whenever, what's his name? The TSA agent.
Rod
Williams. Whenever Rod is on the phone, I think with Chris, he like there's just a announcement in the background that says Flight 237, just to pay homage to Room 237.
That's funny.
And then whenever Dre is getting attacked on the street by the brother, right before when he's on the phone, he says like this damn neighborhood's like a hedge maze. Like, you know, little homage to the maze there. Well, I feel like there was one more.
I'm glad you're pointing this out because I feel like there is no more clear influence on this movie than The Shining, where it's like a slow burn where you can tell stuff is slowly going fucking wrong. And, you know, The Shining has some more paranormal elements. But just from the surface level of the dude who is slowly losing his fucking mind in a place with his wife and child, like that's going to be a problem. And it just like it slowly devolves into a place where you're like, oh my god. Whenever he's out talking to his girl, and he's like, we gotta like, I think we might have to go. Like I don't think I'm here for this. And she's like, so you're gonna leave me? That whole conversation. And meanwhile, they're silently holding up numbers to indicate how much they're bidding on this guy. And it's like, oh my god. And she was like, let's go for a walk. You know, she knew it was like perfect time, you know, perfect timing for you guys to go on a walk, huh? Just it's sad.
It's rough. Like everything, every little detail, like every watch. Like, every time you watch, it's like, oh, dang, that's why they're doing it, you know? Like, it's just so, just devastating. I don't know. It's just, you want...
Well, it's so disheartening to know where it's going. Like, you're like, nobody here actually means well.
Yeah,
there are people who act like they mean well, but they aim to purchase this man. That's it's disgusting. And, like, again, I want to point out the performance of Daniel Kaluuya just because he's fucking brilliant in this movie. I don't know if you saw the news today, and this is going to be a little time capsule for everybody since it's news today and not at the end of November. Daniel Kaluuya is not going to reprise his role of W'Kabi in Black Panther 2 because it conflicted with his filming schedule for Nope. So... This was a man who passed up the Marvel bag to work with Jordan Peele again.
Makes sense.
And
that's kind of sick.
I really, really love that. You know, like, and I cannot wait to see Nope now. Like, it was such a perfect time to watch Get Out. Like, just for everyone, the time lapse here is that it is actually July 14th in our reality at the date of recording. And
the
Nope
Truman Show will come out tomorrow.
Yes, the Truman
podcast
Show.
Wise, and
yeah.
Which is interesting, you know, a little...
Almost 20 years ago.
Questioning reality, you know, at the same time. And kind of some weird... I don't know, things always seem to line up strangely. With the pod every now and then. Like the Avatar lineup of, like, Avatar 2 coming out right when we do Like when we recorded. I guess it's when we recorded it. Not when it came
our
out.
podcast comes out, it'll be a couple weeks after the re-release.
That's right.
Of the first movie, and then it comes out in December. But regardless, Get Out. Daniel Kaluuya, fucking brilliant. One of my favorite, just looking scenes in the movie is when he goes outside to take a smoke, and the way they light him in the dark is fucking incredible. Just like the bluish lighting that they always use whenever it's dark outside, and that's it is pretty to look at, man. And when he turns and he sees Georgina looking really hard at herself in the reflection, and that's where I kind of go like, so it's probably not. They're a little bothered by it because she is just sitting there like, staring at herself real hard. But when he gets back inside and he has to, he runs into the mom, and she's like, she starts talking to him about his mother's death, and when she ultimately hypnotizes him, that is some of the scariest shit ever. When he's like, "Why can't I move? I can't move. Why can't I move?"
That's
She's
not
like,
okay.
"You're paralyzed."
Nope.
And it was so outrageous and crazy that the next morning he wakes up from the sunken place and is like, "Well, it must have all been a dream. There's literally no way that shit happened." And then he gets outside ready to smoke, and he's like, "Nope, don't want to do that." He runs into the grandpa, and he's like, "Doggone, man, how you doing today? Sorry about last night. I was just getting my exercise." And he's like, "Oh, fuck. Oh, fuck. Oh, fuck. Fuck, 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 fuck." The next call he has with Rod after that, and he's like, "I think she hypnotized me, man." He goes, "No! Get the fuck out of there!" Like, that's it.
Instantly. Yeah, he knew. There's also a fan theory that this was all a pipe dream that Rod had. And that he is a TSA agent that doesn't really see much action, and this is a story that he tells everyone that he actually did, and because at the very end, because at the very end, like he's the hero, really, because when cop car pulls up, your instinct isn't like, "Oh, he's saved." It's like, "Oh no," it's like he's gonna get blamed.
How effective is that?
Oh yeah,
in a movie to be like, I don't even like. You can show this movie to anybody, and they'll know it's a fucking like, ooh,
like, oh wait a minute, it's like
sitting over a white woman's body who's dying. Like, you're like, if this is a cop, this is the end of the movie. Like the first time I watched it, I go, "Oh fuck no. Like I'm like, no, please."
There's an alternate ending where he goes to jail, and that was a real cop, and. Jordan Peele he didn't like how it ended. He didn't like how
probably would have been a little bit more. That's probably a little bit more realistic of a social commentary sort of thing of how this would have gone. They would have, he thought to purchase and sell this man, and then he would have protected himself on the way out, killing all of them, and then he'd be arrested for that.
He thought that the feeling that you get alone whenever you don't know that it's Rod, the TSA agent. He said, that's enough. He said, because everyone feels that by the end of the movie. Everyone is like, "Oh no, like he's in trouble, not he's saved." And he said, the fact that it makes you feel that way in the first place, you get the whole message without him having to go through all of the actual jail and seeing the cop probably beat him up,
because all those thoughts run through your head in those seconds where you're like, "Well, he's fucked."
Yep.
Whenever he runs the dad through with the deer, and he bashes dude's head in, and maybe the most fulfilling one is whenever the ex-boyfriend, possessed by the grandpa, shoots her, and is
he wakes him up. The little flash.
He's all right. He's like, "I can do it. Give me the chance." And he doesn't turn to act like he's going to shoot him or nothing. He just grabs the gun and shoots her in the stomach. And he's like, "Oh, that's that for me. I've had enough."
That'd be torture.
Oh my God.
Having
It's unfathomable, dude. I can't.
No. It's like a new fear. New, like, that. I don't know. That's the thing with Jordan Peele movies, is he just unlocks new fears that are not there before. I was not worried about a family, of dating someone, and then it turns out that they just want my body to have me be a host. Or I have an exact other copy of my family out there in another world that can come and just replace my family at any time.
I'm going to tell you, after I watched Us for the first time, I did not stick around a second to look at a mirror.
Yeah.
Absolutely fuck not. I dip, I don't look back. What if my reflection didn't go with me, bro? Absolutely the fuck not. Nope, I'm good. I'm chilling.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, Jordan Peele has a way. And he's the only other kind of horror director I'm putting on the same level as like a Kubrick horror with The Shining.
Okay.
That's like
I can't wait to see Nope, because that'll be the one that I'm like, I'll be able to tell you for sure.
When does that come out?
Next week, next Thursday.
Oh man,
premiere night.
Whew! I'm gonna have to do a little double feature, Thor and Nope.
Yeah. But nah, man, I really, really love this movie, and like the thing that it's also anchored by like a devastating backstory for Chris. That, especially on second viewing, it really permeated through a lot more for me, because the first time I watched it, they just hit a deer at the beginning of the movie, and that's just kind of like it. I kind of forget about it over the course, but then it coming back around to where his mom was killed in a hit and run, and that's what he's reminded of when they hit the deer, and that's why it's so hard for him, and that's why he needs to tend to it right then and there. They can't not do something about it. Whenever he hits Georgina on the way out, and he's like, "Don't you just go? You don't have to, motherfucker." And he like gets out and helps her and stuff. And he tried, man. He tried.
I mean, he did. If it were me,
it's crazy.
I mean, if it were me, I'm in that car. I'm gone.
I'm gone.
I don't even think I get to the car. Like, I mean, in the first place. Yeah, talk about a freaking big brain play.
Like, absolutely for real. If we're being absolutely for real, this woman doesn't take you to meet her parents. You're white.
That's fair. I'm immune. So that's good. I guess
we can avoid that.
Yeah, now I'm not afraid at all of this movie now. I mean, it could be a villain path, though, where someone has seen this movie and they flip it on its head.
True.
And only take white people. Is a possibility. So I'm still afraid. It's back on. Fear is back on.
Just the general idea of being your body being hijacked is horrifying. Like, that's a terrifying idea.
But talk about like the reveal of how he didn't get hypnotized was him stuffing cotton in his ears.
When he looks down at the fucking chair and is like, and the way he reacts the next time it pops up on the screen, no, and he like fakes asleep, and you're like, okay,
cotton too, and the fact that it was cotton, out of anything, like, was it? I mean, I don't know. Very he's very calculated with his movies. Like, every line means something. Like, I don't know, the basement's sealed off because of black mold. Black mold that's basically what these people are.
Like, don't go down to the...
it's a mold that they are, they all show up in black cars. They're
all wearing black turtlenecks, but when they're about to take his body, they're all in white.
And every person that's already turned, you never see their hairline because of the surgery marks. Yeah, like Georgina, her wig comes down to cover that, and then
he wears
both of the men, they wear hats to cover it up every time.
And Lakeith Stanfield having an itty bitty role where he's in 2 scenes, but absolutely bodying it in the second scene there, wherever he gets the flash in his eyes for the first time, and he's like, "Get out, get the fuck out of here, leave, go, get out. Like, he's like, you have no idea what the fuck is going on right now. You have to leave. Man, that shit hits hard, man. This movie is just like impeccably well written, insanely well made, incredibly well acted, and it ultimately, like, we talked about this off mic, it doesn't have a happy ending, but considering the circumstance, it had about as happy an ending as we could possibly have. I had the thought while watching this that this is what Tarantino wishes his last acts were like. And there are several cases in Tarantino movies where the main character commits atrocious violence. You know, bashes a dude's head in, runs him through with deer antlers and stuff like that. Immediately following some atrocious act done unto them. It happened with Uma Thurman in Kill Bill. It happens with a lot of his protagonists, Django and Django Unchained, and characters like this. And this took that moment in a Tarantino movie and made it the entire movie. And it was so fucking good.
I mean, by the end of this, like, yeah, there's no part of me that's like, oh no, they're dead. It's like, thank God.
No, thank God.
It's like, yeah, no, like, should have happened sooner. Like, these people need to be just put down, just not exist anymore.
Just murder them.
Yeah, like, that's, I think.
How did the mom die?
She stabbed him with like an ice pick or something, and then he used that and then hit, like, I think through her eye or something like that. Like, he went hit her, and like she just instantly dropped.
And I forgot about that part, because it was just like, he's gone through it.
Yeah.
At this point, he's like, the
bocce ball, bang bang, deer through the dad, walks upstairs, and he's like, I just need to get out of here. And he's like, oh my God, the mom's here. Fuck.
Like all the psychological horror he's gone through. It's like a fucking screwdriver through the hand or whatever the fuck. That's goddamn nothing to me, man. Just go ahead and do it, and I'll murder you here in a second. It was so effectively well done, and the dude trying to hold him back from the door, and ultimately doesn't pay off for the lad because he gets
the parallel. Do you like saying like fighting's like a game of chess? You know, you got to be 3-4 steps ahead, whatever. And it takes him on the fourth kick of the door. He kicks it 3 times shut, and then he's like, "Oh, okay. If I kick it now, then I can just stab him in the leg, and he can go down." So he was like 4 steps ahead, like, you know, which was just kind of cool. Like all the things that just came back, and like all the little callbacks, all the little things that you realized on like a second watch. Or like even a third, fourth, like the little things that you don't pick up on the first time is, I don't know, it's just the movie just keeps getting like better and better.
God, it really does. This fucking crazy piece of trivia. This movie was filmed in just over 3 weeks.
What?
This took 23 days to film. And you know, it is all in one location.
He knew exactly what the story was. They just knew exactly what they needed to do. Like, he had to have just had every story and shot like already known. That's nuts. 3 weeks? Like, there's no ad-libbing, maybe. I don't know. Like, I don't really. Well, I guess maybe there could be. He's just like, I don't know, that's insanely quick for a whole movie.
Right.
Don't what's like a Marvel movie take? Like,
probably a couple months, 60 days at least.
Damn.
Like the episode of Game of Thrones, season 8, episode 3, The Long Night, took 60 nights.
Jesus.
And they filmed at night for 60 straight nights.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah, and you wonder why everyone was like, I'm done, man. I'm done with the show. We're good. We can leave.
Man.
But,
That's 3 weeks though. Here, I guess there's no crazy visual effects or no crazy, really anything going on. But I mean that just makes the movie kind of even more impressive though.
Oh, it absolutely does. I mean, I told you not to go in that house. I mean, how'd you find me? I'm TS motherfucking A. We handle shit. That's what we do. Consider this situation fucking handled.
Fucking handled. Just a little bit of Jordan Peele comedy, coming through, a little bit, and which is
oh yeah, absolutely. This bitch is crazy. Bitch is crazy.
And Jordan Peele, he says that horror is a whole lot like comedy, and he said comedy you're just looking for a laugh, but horror you're looking for your heart to pump a little harder. And he said it's very similar in coming up writing a joke versus writing something to get your heart going, which is I don't know. I've never really thought of the two to be similar in any way, but
makes sense. It makes sense. How about another role in this movie that we haven't really mentioned was the man who was ready to buy Chris, played by Stephen Root, Jim Hudson of Hudson Galleries.
I want your eyes, man. I want those things you see through. That guy?
Yeah. Don't let me in with them.
Oh.
Don't let me in with them,
Yeah.
I want you because of the things you see through. It's like, all right, you fucking fuck.
Went full creepy villain mode at the end there.
Oh yeah.
I don't know. It could be a little nicer to the body you're about to completely take over. In my mind, at least. If I'm already there and I'm that messed up in the first place to be in this situation, to be taking over a body, I feel like I'd be nice and be like, man, I know, you're in a really
man, I know
situation.
this sucks.
I know. I'm sorry.
Believe me, I know how this looks, man. I know how it looks, but I promise I'm not that kind of guy. I don't think there's any getting out of this. No matter what, it's a dick move.
Maybe he does just realize that, and he's like, yeah, there's no getting out. There's no being nice here, actually.
Yeah. I mean, he tries, though. Even then, he still tries. Don't let me in with them. I'm not as bad as them. I'm doing this because I'm blind. I guess
he really doesn't see color, He doesn't even...
He literally doesn't. He doesn't see anything.
He is literally part of a organization. I don't know what it's called.
It feels like an organization that goes back. And they call it a couple different things.
Orcus.
There was during the commercial. Commercial. They call it something like
all hail the something. Yeah.
Yeah, it was like, what the fuck?
Hail? Did they say hail? No.
It's like praise be or some shit like that.
Praise. It's
insane. But, damn, I can't find it. It's not in, the quotes.
Dang. Yeah, what did they...
They did. I think they specifically gave it a name at some point, and it was some cult thing they've got going on.
Riot. I feel like it started with an O for some reason.
I don't know.
Anyway, but
let me find it. I can't stop now.
The
Order of the Coagula.
The coagula. There it is.
That's what they call the surgery.
Okay, order.
Order of coagula.
I'm like, okay. Damn, there's a whole wiki page of this.
Yeah, it was and our order. That's what he said. He said our order, which is just fascist as all hell. Order?
He lost the Olympics and immediately was like, I need to be faster. And this was his solution.
He was like, I'm going to take a black man's body.
If I can't beat him, join him. Literally.
Yeah, Jesse Owens beat me. I'm going to have to beat him somehow. Maybe I'll take his brain. Wait. I have an idea.
Well, at least they are all dead now.
Yeah, thank God. They are
well,
all dead.
well, shoot. I guess there's other members of the family that left that are still alive, that are still part of it.
Right, but they only have
can
one
they
person
continue?
who performed the surgery.
They don't have they don't have the neurosurgeon. They don't have the hypnotist.
I have the feeling they're going to find dude's dead body with a deer antler sticking out of his chest, where he's laying next to an open door with a man who's got his skull ripped off the top of his head and his brain is exposed. They're going to be like, well, this was some weird shit. Hopefully let's look into what this might have been.
Sequel movie, we get just mercenary Chris going on a rampage, finding everyone else in this family and just taking them out.
Now it's like an action revenge. I like that.
That's his list, just every family member.
Absolutely.
You like Tiger? You know, like he has like a line that he says to each of them.
Kills him with a golf club.
Yeah, he has a line he says to each of them before he kills him. Feels like the lady's muscles. Ooh, I don't think you're strong enough for me. He has.
He's like, it is better, and then kills her.
Oh man! All right, Jordan Peele. I mean, it's there.
It's there for you.
It's there. Yeah. Maybe a comedy. Maybe he does make a like an actual blend of the two. That'd be tough.
I saw in the trivia that Jordan Peele said that was one of the first things they thought as soon as they finished the movie. They were like, this feels ripe for a sequel. So, like, I wouldn't say it's completely out of the picture. I think it's a potentiality. And, whenever that might happen, I'm there.
Because I guess there's the possibility that the daughter, Rose, somehow didn't die. Because we never saw her. I mean, she was bleeding out. But, like, she did come back to life and try to, like, kill Chris again. So she could technically be alive, I guess, when the real police show up. Because he did call the real police. Yeah, he did. And he said, I'm at the Arlington, what's the last name?
Armitage.
Armitage. He said, I'm at the Armitage house. These people are crazy, blah, 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 blah. And then he, like, hung up and whatever.
Man.
Did he?
When did he call the police? Yeah, when was
I
that?
feel like he did. No, he did. But when was it? I think it might have been the first time when he left, actually. After, like, he's leaving in the Porsche for the first time, and fuck. He calls the police. I swear. Maybe. I don't know when it was. Now I'm second guessing.
I simply don't remember it, and maybe he did.
I swear he did.
But even so, I think there's another interesting parallel where, she's dying, but she's not dead, and they go ahead and drive away.
Yeah.
To his mom. He's shown throughout the entire movie that if someone is hurt and nearby, he can't help but try to help in some way. And he goes, nah, man.
Oh, no, fuck her. Man. She's the worst. She might be the worst out of all of them.
She might be
fake love someone?
Catholic.
Yeah.
I mean, like,
you gotta... Loops? She ate her Fruit Loops, like, separately. The glass of milk.
Oh, yeah. She drank the milk out of a fucking glass and just...
It's probably because you can't mix colors with whites. I didn't even, like... Maybe. Or it's just because she's psychotic, though. Or it's just because she's a psycho.
All of the above would apply. If one of those... If the first thing you said was right, she is automatically psychotic.
That's also fair. And no one dresses like that and does their hair like that if you're not psychotic.
No, she. I mean, the way she could act completely attached and in love with this man. It seemed like they'd been together 4 months. Is that what it was? Is that what it said?
Yeah, because he said 4, and then she was like 5 or something like that. Yeah, it was either 3 to 4 or 4 to 5. But one of the two.
But, like,
dang,
5 months that this was plotted.
Dang.
You know, like that's fucking crazy. And you know, when he finds those pictures of the housekeeper and the and of Georgina, and it's like, oh no,
She's done this to. Oh, wait a minute. There's a lot more people out there. I didn't even think about those people that she's already brought in. That was so many more people. And they're out just in the world doing whatever, right? Or were they unsuccessful?
I guess we only know 4, including Chris. Because all the pictures are the same dude.
Oh, they are?
Yeah, they're all. I think they are. I thought so.
Oh, I thought they were all different dudes.
Oh, I thought it was all the housekeeper and then one picture of Georgina.
Oh, really? Maybe
Yeah.
I just didn't catch that. Okay. I thought they were all like we saw Walter, we saw who was it?
Georgina.
Yeah, and then the other guy.
Oh, Andre.
Andre, thank you. We saw him. I swear there was just like another random, like someone that was just like we haven't seen in the movie at all.
Right.
Something like that. I don't know. But it should be like right. Let's see.
Yeah, it's right here. Man.
Oh. Of course.
Oh.
But I mean, regardless,
I thought
yeah.
It was a strong scene, and just another great scene for Daniel Kaluuya as an actor. Like the realization he dons, and like
Is that?
No, I think those are all different dudes. You're right.
Yeah. Ah, shoot. Oh, they're all different. They're all different. And there's like 7 that we haven't seen.
And then that's Walt.
And
then Georgina. Okay. Wow.
Yeah. There's like 6 or 7 like just unknown dudes.
No, yeah, that's funny. I guess I wasn't even really paying attention. I just like assumed.
Dang, they've been doing this for a while.
Yeah, it's really, really, really fucked up, man.
I went ahead and threw in Jordan Peele in writing and directing.
I'm with you, and I think it might be a candidate for the last category.
I was wondering. I didn't want to just throw it in there.
Yeah,
But
for
these
movie
are,
of the decade, I think it's a reasonable nominee.
we only got 2 in there. And that's kind of the only other movie that has so far been.
I mean, La La Land might be worthy.
Yeah. You know what? Yeah. It deserves it.
You get a few more nominees in here for the movie of the decade, but yeah, I mean, do you want to do costume design potentially for this movie? Get it a nod for that. The way they were dressed often played an important role. We mentioned earlier about how they were dressed in all black, then later in the movie dressed in all white. The like 40s attire that they put Dre in, and it's like, ugh, this feels icky.
I guess.
Man, I think it was really effectively done. And yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and throw it a soundtrack nod as well.
Who is the Michael Abels or Abels? Michael Abels.
Michael Abels.
Attaboy. And a soundtrack for a horror type thriller movie is very important. You got to really get that like the 1 string long note, or like the
like whenever he's just walking down the hall and Georgina like walks behind him, and there's a single note played in that scene, just ding, when she walks behind him, and that's it. And it's like, oh, it was so effective. It's not scary, but adding that in makes it scary. And then
the opening song in like Swahili, It's in like it's in like and I don't know, it translates to something. I forgot what it translates to. I heard it somewhere, but like that song was like.
And the song that's playing, you mentioned earlier how like a dude running is not just a typically scary thing, and I think that the music played during that scene adds to it. In
Walter's
a way that's like,
run, 16 seconds. Oh, it's just like, it's the worst. It's it's the worst. Yeah,
yeah. You're like, oh fuck, I'm gonna die, and it's because of the music.
It's. What instrument do they use? It's like they're playing a violin, but they're not putting their fingers at the top, and it's just the scratchiness of like the violin, you know, and they're doing it just like fast and like this isn't really a soundtrack that you listen to, I guess, you know.
No,
but like
it was so
for the movie, yes, like a lot of them are just like 16 seconds, 12 seconds, or just like. You know, Georgina's silhouette. Oh, the one note. Oh, there it was. Dude. It's kind of nice to hear these out of like just in their own little sound bites. Ooh.
Yeah, like I really, really fuck with it. It lended to the movie really, really well. And this might be how you feel about a set design nod. The Armitage house and the basement and the room he's in whenever he's tied up looking at the TV. And I think it might be worthy of a set design nod as well.
Screw, we only got 3 in there. And the first 2 are literally just because it's like
CGI created.
Yeah, craziness. And then La La Land is an actual, I feel like a legitimate set design nomination. For some reason. It feels more legitimate than Inception.
Well, I think they had to build a giant set design for the last
literal sets.
10 minutes. Yeah.
Literal sets. And like we even saw Warner Brothers Studios legitimate sets in the set.
Exactly.
Of the. That's not a set of. That was just the real studio.
I guess I couldn't tell you if it was a set of the set or if it was.
Can you imagine if that was all like blue screen and like that? What they just didn't actually film at the set because like, I was thinking, how do you shut down? I guess it's just they constantly probably do that. I don't know. Like,
well, they've also like
but those are like walking past to get
that they just rebuilt that they build it. You know, like that they rebuilt it somewhere else.
They built the Warner Brothers set somewhere else.
Mm-hmm.
That's insane. I now I have to I have to know.
We'll have to look into it at some point. But yeah, I think Get Out is definitely I think it's definitely worthy. And tell me, have we had a movie that's nominated in every category before?
I don't think so. That's okay. Let's see. We have Interstellar. Interstellar seems to be the only one, the only other one. And let's see.
In this decade.
Yeah. Let's see. Interstellar, movie of the decade, writing, directing. Yeah, no, I mean that makes sense. Actor, Matthew McConaughey. I mean, I feel like that's definitely fair. Anne Hathaway, definitely fair.
Mm-hmm.
Romilly, David Geisey, Romilly. Why am I blanking on that character?
Yeah, Romilly. Is the black dude who goes into space with them.
Oh, okay. The dude that's like, I've been waiting for
23 years.
Fuck. Murph. Oh, yeah. Soundtrack.
Yeah, no doubt. Like that's crazy. If the only 2 movies that have ever been nominated in every category are both in the 2010s.
Let's see. Yeah, Avatar didn't. It was kind of close. I don't think any other movie has. Unless Star Wars did? No, I mean,
yeah, that hardly counts for me. I mean, of course we were going to give it a nomination in every single fucking thing. I guess it didn't get a nominee in Best Supporting Actress because we didn't have a single supporting actress in the entire decade.
Dang, Raiders didn't even do it.
Yeah, Get Out and Interstellar. Talk about the fucking movies of the decade, my G.
Bam.
This shit goes nuts. How about we give it a rating, though?
I think we're ready. I think we are ready. I think I might have spotted one more movie that did it. Oh, it didn't do it by 2. It wasn't the movie of the decade, and there was no actress. But it was almost Jurassic Park, or no supporting actress. Doesn't look like it. But anyway, rating this movie. Okay. Enjoyment? I mean, for a thriller movie, it did exactly what a thriller movie is supposed to do. Yes, my heart.
I'm thrilled.
I was thrilled as well. And I mean, it was nice.
I throw a 5 at this.
Yeah, I mean, it was like, it wasn't horror for no reason either. There was social meaning behind it, which is always nice. You know, it's not just movie for movie's sake, which is fine in the first place. You know.
Oh yeah, but there's something to be said, and that can only add to it. For those who are joining us for the first time, the Penny Bloom rating scale, we got 3 sections: 5 stars out of enjoyment, out of 5 stars for how as well as it fulfills its genre, and out of 5 stars, just how good was it critically as a film, and that's all. The performances, the filmmaking itself, the soundtrack, all that all goes into that rating. Enjoyment completely subjective, and we take the average of those numbers, and it becomes our 5-star rating. So no, it's not perfectly objective, but we like incorporating what we like. Yeah,
it's pretty perfect. Yeah. It's not perfect critically, but it's pretty much a perfect scale for how a movie should be rated. No, I'm kidding. But I think it works out. A lot of things seem to work out whenever we do it this way in the average. Man. So, I mean, genre?
That's another 5.
I mean, come on. Like, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? I mean, that's just... kind of maybe, you know, he went for a genre that he knew he could just own. He's like, no one's doing it right in the modern, you know, era. Really, it's all just remakes of old. Yeah, it's either the only good ones are like the remakes of the classics, and it's the only reason they're good is because it's like, I'm watching something, you know, I'm watching a character that was in a good horror movie, not because like the movie that they're in is good, you know, sort of thing.
Right.
So he's like, fuck it, I'm gonna jump in. Own it, and you know, he's rhythm and dance to music. He's doing it.
He's doing it. Yeah, I think this was this is as good as a thriller as any I've ever seen. Like, I think it's gonna fuck around and get a higher rating than The Shining. I have little to no doubt about it. I'd say I definitely like this movie more than The Shining. I have no doubts about it. And if you can make a horror thriller that I go, yeah, I probably like that more than The Shining.
Damn.
You've done it. You've done the thing.
I mean...
Yeah, it's too fucking good, man. And we had Interstellar. And we had La La Land. I think they're going to fuck around and not be as highly rated as Get Out is.
I mean...
I think this might...
It has to be above. It has to be above a 4.85 on the film, if it were to be better. And
let's take a look at the 4.85s over here, for me.
We got Slumdog, La La Land, King Kong, Jurassic Park.
Hey, do me a favor, check out the bottom 4.9.
Yeah.
The Shining. Man.
2 little horror thrillers up in here, Shining and Jaws. I think it joins kind of.
I think it's there, dude. Yeah. And after one watch, I don't think I'm there, but after the second, where I'm at now,
every shot
I have
has
little no doubt this is this might be, like I said, the best movie of the decade, which is absurd.
It's my top 2 that I was like, okay, if I'm looking at this decade, I'm looking at the best ones that we have on this list. I immediately went to Interstellar and Parasite. Those are the 2 movies that I haven't even seen Parasite. It's just of what I've... Yeah,
insane.
I know.
No, this decade's fucking nuts, dude.
But yeah, my top 3 now for movie of the decade is Interstellar, Get Out, and Parasite on word of mouth alone. So I shouldn't...
The fact that we're closing out the 2010s with Get Out, Blind Spotting, and Parasite, it's a nuts 3 in a row to go out on. Like, as far as this semi-thriller genre blending sort of thing is concerned, it's so fucking good.
That ties it with Godfather, Shawshank Redemption, and Raiders of the Lost Ark. Average. But that's the thing is, genre, there's no way it's not a 5. Like, as a genre, there's no way it's not a 5. Enjoyment, I mean, it's either a 4.9 or a 5. Like, that's just how it is. And, like, the only score that's, like, debatable here is film. And, like, the performances are wild. Every shot has its very, very specific purpose. Like, the story intertwines crazy. Like, every time you watch it, you realize it's, like, deeper and deeper.
It's immensely well written, so well shot. The performances are insanely good. I struggled to find a thing that's wrong with this movie, period. And here's the thing, you know, I'm looking at it, I go, is it on the 4.95 tier on that average? Is it Interstellar, La La Land, or The Matrix? You know what's crazy? I go, easily not.
You know,
I go, no.
Yeah. Then you ask yourself, is it on the same level as a Godfather, Raiders, and Shawshank? It's harder to go immediately yes, you know? Like, it's harder to go, like, I think I do like this movie overall. Maybe Interstellar's close to it.
Well, and that's the thing, too, is that these are all 5 out of 5 enjoyments here. Interstellar, La La Land, and The Matrix. And I'll tell you, if you're going, like, casually, let's throw on a movie, yes, I throw on any of those before I throw on Get Out, just because I prefer the feelings those give me before I prefer the feelings Get Out gives me. But as far as being well-written, I think a perfect place for it to fall is deadass right between Shawshank and Interstellar.
A 4.96 would be...
This might be the 4.96.
The lone 4.96. To kick out, our top 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, goes to 26th place. If we if we slot in Get Out there at lone, you know, by itself at 4.96, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It goes down to 24. We're cutting out Boys in the Hood and Kill Bill Volume 2 from our top 10 movies, which is cool. Interesting. In order to do this, though, in order to get it at a 4.97, we would have to change some rating. There it is. It's a 4.89 film instead of 4.9. It is so it is not quite. I guess it's not quite the Shining Jaws, Raiders, Shawshank, Godfather.
Yeah, and that feels more right.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, and here's the thing too: is that, like, I can't. There's no guarantee how I feel about this when you ask me in 20 years, because there's a thing here where Get Out came out 5 years ago, and we're comparing it with the newest movie out of all of these, came out in 1994. So, like, these are all certified classics that we're trying to hold Get Out to right now, and we're too close to Get Out for me to confidently tell you yes.
Get Out is like our Shining. You know, it's like I really feel like it will be a horror movie or a thriller movie that sticks with me. It's like Jordan Peele has stuck with me, and like he's hit some nerve, and I don't think it'll like really fade. I think these are his movies. I will always enjoy, and I don't know.
No,
I
that's
feel like
spot on. Throwing Get Out there and its lone spots there, it's absolutely right. Like I just, it's sitting right above La La Land, Jurassic Park, American Gangster, The Matrix, but right below The Shining, Jaws, Raiders, and Shawshank. Like, yeah, that's. I think it's one of the best modern movies ever. Like I'm talking last 10 years. I struggle to tell you for sure there's a better movie.
It's so like even if you don't like horror movies is the thing. I feel like this is still a great movie. Yeah. Like this is just it's not really meant for the horror crowd. It's meant for just everyone.
This is one of those ones that should be required viewing. We've talked about that before. Like what should it be like? You have to watch this or else. I think this is one of them.
Yeah, I'm thinking so as well. Dang.
I did not anticipate getting a new high for the month out of Get Out here.
And there it is.
And a month with 2 4.95s? Absolutely the fuck not. You're kidding me.
4.73 for the month, which our top month is still
up there, May.
Okay. May with 4.86. Then July 4.78. Then September 4.77. Then November. So it is
it's that enjoyment rating on The Big Short really fucked up the month for everyone.
It did. Yeah, it did. And
you can only make a movie about the housing crisis so likable.
That's true. I mean, with what they had, they did a great job. But it's hard to say. I would rather watch. Let's see.
We were talking a second ago about how La La Land, Interstellar, The Matrix. Yeah, I watched those all before Get Out, but I sure as shit watch Get Out again before I watch The Big Short.
Yes. Yeah, definitely. So, I think we're not wrong. We're not far off. I don't know. The scale just seems to work. Seems to work.
It dooby dooby doo. It dooby dooby doo.
Putting Star Wars in its 0th place, so these numbers actually line up with what we're kind of talking about. I feel Star Wars is just in a league of its own. It's not fair.
Yeah, it's not. It's not the same.
But yeah,
it's simply not the same.
It's number 4, but technically tied for second, or just second on its own. Actually,
fucking nuts.
Yeah, second, only to The Godfather, Raiders, and Shawshank Redemption. So that's
fucking nuts, man.
That's pretty good. Love me some Jordan Peele. And I'm glad we finally got to him. So,
God damn, that was good. And with that, Get Out comes to a 4.96 out of 5 stars, bringing November as a month to 4.73. And thus, we've only got 1 month left, baby. December, quite the lineup for you there. First Friday of December, we're going Blind Spotting for 2018, Parasite for 2019, Nomadland for 2020, Tick Tick Boom for 2021, and Everything Everywhere All at Once to cap this entire project off. And I can't think of a better place to end it. I'm so glad we're almost there. We're almost there. Fuck, it's been fun. Blind Spotting 2018 next week. I'm so excited. But if you would, head to patreon.com/CoRoBloom where you'll find over 24 hours of exclusive content. Over there, I'm still doing a bunch of reading reviews. All the books I'm reading, all the comic books I pick up every week. I'm doing a little solo dolo show there for you. Go ahead and check that shit out. Head to Twitter, follow at PennyBloomPod, follow on Instagram at PennyBloomPodcast. I was Colton Robertson. I was joined by Joseph George. Thank you very much, homie.
Oh, thank you for having me. It's always a pleasure to be here.
It is always a pleasure to have you. And remember, peace, love, and bloom. And a mind is a terrible thing to waste.